So, wala ako dito. No? This should be R1C1 minus R2C2. Kaya pala negative yung namabas sa akin. So, again, so this is minus. Diba? Okay? So, therefore, so this should be minus. So, not plus. So, ibig sabihin, this should be minus. Kaya pag nilipat sa kabila, magiging plus. No? So, ibig sabihin, this is positive, 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 this is positive. No? So, kaya this will be 5 halves. So, kasi 3 halves plus 3 halves plus 1. So, that's 5 halves divided by 5 halves. Okay? So, then this will be plus constancy. Okay? Nakuha ba? Ay. Tapos meron pa pala dito naka-multiply. Diba? So, kasi yung derivative ng 100 plus 2t is 2. Diba? So, kaya dapat naka-multiply pa to ng 2. Okay? Nakuha ba? So, yan. So, para pag kinuha natin yung derivative dito, factoring out 5. So, yan yung 5 dito. So, then this will be 5 halves multiplied by 100 plus 2t. Magka-cancel yung 5 halves multiplied by derivative ng nasa loob 2. Magka-cancel yung 2. So, makukuha natin yung nasa loob ng integral. Diba? So, therefore, this is our equation. So, let me rewrite that. Okay? Okay, so again, so that is S, no? Multiplied by 100 plus 2t. So, this is raised to 3 halves. Okay? Plus, or equals. So, again, so this is equals. Diba? So, kung titingnan natin yung nangyari dito, so we can cancel yung 2 here. We can cancel yung 5 here. Diba? So, kaya lalabas dito is 100. Okay, so plus 2t. So, then this is raised to 5 halves. Okay? Nakaba. So, then we have plus constancy. Diba? So, pag divide natin yung buong equation natin ng 100 plus 2t, so this quantity raised to 3 halves. Diba? So, then you will get that S is equal to 100 plus 2t. 5 halves minus 3 halves is 1. So, therefore, this will be plus C. So, then this is 100 plus 2t. So, then this is raised to negative 3 halves. Okay? Okay. So, any questions? Okay. So, then, okay, so ano yung next natin gagawin? We need to calculate the arbitrary constant. So, gagamitin natin yung isang condition natin. So, in which case, at t is equal to 0, alam natin na yung S natin should be equal to 50 pounds. Diba? So, then substituting dyan, so we have 50 is equal to, so 100 plus 2 times 0 plus C multiplied by 100, so plus 2 times 0. So, this is raised to negative 3 halves. Diba? So, we can solve for constancy here. Okay? So, we can cancel yung 0 dito. Okay? So, we have 50 minus 100 divided by 100 raised to negative 3 halves. Okay? So, you will get this to be negative 50,000. Now, so, therefore, yung buong equation natin dito should be 100 plus 2t. So, then this is minus 50,000. Okay? So, this is multiplied by 100 plus 2t. So, this is raised to negative 3 halves. Okay? So, and, diba? So, again, ang kailangan nating i-solve is the amount of salt when it is full of brine. Diba? So, again, magiging siyang full of brine at t is equal to 150 seconds. So, therefore, so at t is equal to 150 seconds. Okay, so substituting this equation natin. So, this will be 100 plus 2 times 150. Okay, so then this is minus 50,000. Okay, so then this will be multiplied by 100 plus 2 times 150. So then, so this is raised to negative 3 halves. Okay, so then solving for S, that's 100 plus 2 times 150. So minus 50,000 multiplied by 100. So plus 2 times 150. So raised to negative 3 halves. Okay, so you will get this to be 393.75 pounds. No? Okay, so any questions dito? Okay. Okay, so any questions? So actually, there's another way, diba? So para ma-solve tong problem, okay? So kung gusto niyo i-try yun, diba? So ang idea lang doon is instead of using yung amount of brine natin as a function of time, pwede natin siyang ilipat as a function of volume, no? Kasi mula doon sa equation natin ng volume, mula dito, kayang-kaya natin i-solve yung dV dt. Diba? Okay? So kaya yung idea is pagdating dito, so i-multiply nyo to ng dV over dV. Okay? So pag ginawa nyo yun, so magkakaroon kayo ng ds over dV. Diba? Wala namang problema dun sa kabila. Diba? So kasi itong 100 plus 2t, this is just the volume V. Diba? So kaya papalitan nyo lang to ng V. So tapos yung dV dt dito, palitan nyo lang na masosolve yung dV dt dun sa equation ng volume. Okay? Okay? So that way, so hindi na natin kailangan i-solve to. Diba? So no need to solve for this. Diba? So kasi alam natin na Vmax is 400 gallons. So pwede na natin gamitin yan para sa calculation. Diba? And actually, there's a way, diba? So para yung linear differential equation natin is madiretso natin sa particular solution. So gagamit din lang tayo ng definite integral. Diba? Okay? So pero again, so try nyo na lang i-discover kung gusto nyo matutunan yun. No? Okay? Okay ba? So medyo complicated na kasi yung mga ganong solution. Okay? So kaya usually sa review namin siya tinuturo. No? So again, so yung mga ganyang tricks. No? Okay? So mismong actual review na. No? Okay? So any questions? So para doon? No? Okay? So then, move tayo sa next type of problem natin. So this time, so let's discuss yung tinatawag nating Torricelli's law. No? So yung Torricelli's law naman, so ginagamit natin to usually, diba? So for problems involving orifice. Okay? Naka ba? Pag sinabi natin orifice, butas. Diba? So pag meron kang isang container, diba? So tapos meron siyang butas, diba? So let's say meron yang laman. So then yung flow ng water, so palabas ng container natin is defined by Torricelli's law, diba? Yung sinasabi ng Torricelli's law is yung rate of change ng volume with respect to time natin. So ito yung tinatawag nating volume flow rate. So it's just given by, so this is plus or minus. Okay, naka ba? So we have the coefficient of discharge. So we have C sub D. Okay, so then multiplied by, so this is, I think this is area of the orifice. No? So area of the orifice. So yung area ng butas. Okay, so then this is multiplied by square root of 2GH. Diba? So again, so ito yung direct formula natin. So para sa Torricelli's law. Okay, nakaba. So yung concept na ginagamit dito is Bernoulli's theorem or the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, nakaba? Kung familiar kayo sa Bernoulli's equation, diba? The coefficient of discharge natin, okay? So this coefficient of discharge, diba? So is nahahati ito sa dalawa, diba? So yung isa is the coefficient of velocity, so C sub V, diba? Tapos yung isa naman, diba? So is the coefficient ng area ng orifice natin. Okay, nakaba? So tawagin natin as C sub O. Okay, nakaba? So again, so yung itong dalawang to, yung coefficient of velocity natin, so the coefficient of velocity, so is the ratio, diba? So between the actual velocity natin, so this is actual velocity, so and the theoretical velocity natin, okay? Nakuha ba? So itong square root of 2GH kasi na to, this is our theoretical velocity. So kaya para magamit natin yung actual velocity, kailangan natin siya i-multiply ng coefficient of velocity, diba? So coefficient of velocity accounts for the friction, diba? So yung iba pang properties ng fluid natin, so habang dumadaan siya dun sa orifice natin. Okay? Okay ba? But syempre meron yung friction, diba? So yung C sub O naman natin, diba? So is the ratio, diba? So between the area, diba? So nung tinatawag natin as the vena contracta, diba? So and so we have the area of the orifice. Okay? Okay ba? So yan naman yung tinatawag natin na ayan naman yung C sub O natin, diba? So which is yung ginagamit natin so again so para ma-move na para makuha natin yung actual area na kailangan natin i-consider, no? So yung idea kasi diyan is kung ito yung butas natin, diba? Hindi eksaktong ganito yung flow ng water natin diyan, diba? So basically the idea so is lumiliit muna yung Okay? Siguro may kinalaman to sa surface tension, di ba? So lumiliit muna yung cross-sectional area natin. So then bago siya, okay? So bago siya lalaki ulit, di ba? So therefore, so there's a point here, di ba? So kung saan meron tayong area dito na kino-consider which is much smaller or which is smaller compared dun sa orifice natin. So ito kasi yung orifice, ito yung butas, di ba? So pero dito, so meron tayong maliit na area dito, di ba? So mas maliit dun sa orifice natin na kino-consider natin pagdating sa volume flow rate. So ito yung tinatawag nating vena contracta. Okay? So yan yung ginagamit natin para sa torricellismo. Okay? Naka ba? And yung nag-a-account dyan is yung C sub O natin. Okay? Naka ba? So any questions dito? So pero pinagsasama na natin siya sa coefficient of discharge. No? So ang common na ginagamit natin coefficient of discharge is 0.6. No? Okay? So kaya pag naka-encounter kayo ng problem, walang given na coefficient of discharge, pero kailangan nyo siya, so try nyo 0.6, di ba? Try nyo muna ng 1, no? Ideal case, okay? So try nyo muna sa 1. So pag walang lumabas sa 1, try nyo yung 0.6. Kasi yung dalawa lang naman usually yung ginagamit sa mga problem, no? So yung 0.6 saka yung 1, no? Okay? Naka ba? So any questions para dito? Okay? Naka ba? So ayan. So yung area ng orifice natin, 'di ba? So is just pi multiplied by so yung radius ng orifice natin squared, 'di ba? So or pi over 4 times the diameter of the orifice squared. So minsan kasi binibigay yan sa problem, no? Okay? So and tatandaan din natin so na yung coefficient of discharge, area ng orifice, acceleration due to gravity are all constants, no? Okay? So kaya sa ibang problem, pinagsasama-sama na yan sa isang equation, diba? So then pwede natin itong masabi as yung dv dt natin is directly proportional, diba? So this is directly proportional to square root of h. No? Okay, so sa ibang mga problem, ito lang yung kailangan natin, diba? So pero sa ibang problem kasi, kailangan alam natin itong mga constants na yan. So kasi binibigay sila sa problem, no? Okay? So any questions? So try natin doon sa example natin. Okay? So a water tank has the shape obtained by revolving the curve y is equal to x raised to 4/3 around the y-axis. A plug at the bottom is removed at 12 noon. So when the depth of water in the tank is 12 feet. So at 1 p.m., the depth of the water is 6 feet. Diba? So when will the tank be empty? Okay? Okay? So first, let's try to graph. Diba? So yung given sa atin na curve, y is equal to x raised to 4/3. No? So again, y is equal to x raised to 4/3. No? So para ma-graph natin to, diba? So let's plot some points. So value of x and y. Diba? So ang gamitin natin dito is yung mga points. Diba? So of interest natin sa problem. So that is during 12 noon. So kung saan yung depth of the water is 12 feet. So that's y is equal to 12. Diba? So again, so at 1 p.m., kung saan yung depth of the water is 6 feet. So that's y is equal to 6. Diba? And, diba? So dun sa hinahanap natin sa problem where the tank is empty, so yung y natin is equal to 0. Diba? So yan kasi mga points of interest natin sa problem na to. So yan yung i-consider natin na points natin para mag-graph natin or ma-drawing natin yung problem. Okay? So again, so if you substitute, pag sinolve natin dito yung x, diba? So x will be equal to y raised to 3/4. So again, reciprocal lang. Pag ililipat nyo ng side yung exponent. Diba? So then, so at y is equal to 0, so we can get that x is equal to 0. Diba? At y is equal to 6, so 6 raised to 3/4. So that is 3.83. Okay. So then, so at y is equal to 12, so 12 raised to 3/4. Okay, so then that is equal to 6.45. Diba? So this is 6.45. Okay. Okay. So again, 0, 0, 3.83, 6.45, 12. No? So pag dinrawing natin yan, okay? So we get, diba? So again, so x-axis, y-axis. No? So let's consider yung mga points. So let's say ito yung origin, diba? So then 3.83, so then 6, diba? So let's say this is 6. Let's say this is 12. No? So then, okay, so let's say ito yung, so around dito yung 3.83. Okay, so then if so this is the other point, diba? Then yung isa sa atin ay 12, so tapos 6.45. So let's say ito yan, no? So therefore that will be somewhere here. Okay, so then, so ito yung lalabas sa atin na figure. Okay? Okay ba? Sa akin, so yan yung lalabas sa atin na figure. So for y is equal to x raised to 4/3. Diba? So sabi dyan, this is revolved around the y-axis. So ito yung axis of revolution natin. Diba? So therefore, so you will form this figure. Okay? So ibig sabihin, so ito yung itsura ng container natin. Diba? So for this problem. Okay? Naka ba? So again, initially, full yung tank natin. So ibig sabihin, nandito tayo sa level ng 12 feet. Diba? So this is at 12 noon. Okay? Naka ba? Nasa level naman tayo ng 6 feet. Diba? So dito naman tayo sa level na to at 1 p.m. Okay? So tapos ang gusto nating malaman is yung oras. Diba? Kung kailan. Okay? So mauubos yung laman ng container natin. Diba? So nandito yung orifice natin. Nandito yung drain. So therefore, so dito lumalabas yung water natin. Okay? Naka ba? So then para ma-solve natin to, so una, so let's consider a horizontal disk, diba? So dito, okay? So again, horizontal yung ginamit natin, so para equidistant lang siya dun sa orifice. Lahat ng points dun sa disk natin so are equidistant from the orifice, diba? So yung layo nito, diba? So mula dun sa orifice natin, so it's basically our y coordinate, diba? Okay? So tapos, okay? Okay, so yung radius nito, so makikita natin that the radius is basically yung distance niya, diba? So nung point nung parabola natin or nung given sa atin na figure, so yung point dyan, yung layo niya mula sa y-axis, diba? By definition, that is the x-coordinate, diba? So again, that's the radius of the disk. And since vertical, diba? So yung thickness natin dito, so we know that that is dy, diba? So kaya from there, okay, pwede natin makuha yung dv, okay, the differential volume. So yung differential volume natin, so it's just given by, so area ng cross-section, so multiplied by the thickness, so yung dh. So in this case, that is yung dy, diba? And yung area natin dito is given by, so pi times the radius. Ang radius natin ay x, so pi x squared. So then multiply this by dh, no? So akin yung dh natin dito will become dy. Diba? Okay? So then, so para maging in terms of y to, so pasok natin yung x is equal to y raised to 3/4. So we have pi, so times y raised to 3/4. So this quantity squared dy. Diba? So again, so this is our dv. Okay? So then yung volume v natin, diba? Yung dv dt natin, so will just become, so following this equation, this will be pi, so then y raised to, so we can cancel this. So magiging raised to 3/2 na lang. So then this will be dy dt. Diba? So again, so nag-divide tayo ng dt dito, magdi-divide din tayo ng dt dito. Diba? So again, so yan yung lalabas na equation natin for dv dt. Diba? But from Torricelli's theorem, diba? So alam natin, so from Torricelli's theorem, diba? So Torricelli's law. Okay? So alam natin na yung dv dt, so remember, this is discharge. Nagdi-discharge tayo, so kaya negative yung gagamitin natin. So this is negative coefficient of discharge, area ng orifice, square root ng 2g, square root ng height. Diba? Okay? So again, square root of 2gh, pinaghiwalay ko lang yung 2g saka yung h. No? So yung dv dt natin, so is pi, so times y, raised to 3/2, diba? So times dy dt. So then this is equal to, so negative coefficient ng discharge, area ng orifice, square root ng 2g. So again, ano yung h natin dito? So yun yung layo ng volume mula dun sa butas. Diba? So kaya dito, ito yung h natin sa problem. So therefore, this is just square root of y. Okay? Nakuha ba? So rearranging, so note, diba? So take note, so that pi, saka itong terms na to are all constant. So kaya itong term na to, so divided by pi is just another constant. So tawagin na lang natin yung constant tayo na k. Diba? So ilalabas dito is y raised to 3/2 divided by, so yung square root of y. Square root of y can be written as y raised to 1/2. So then this will be dy dt. So this is equal to the constant k. Diba? So then, so subtract the exponent, 3/2 minus 1/2 is 1. So you will get y dy. Tapos yung dt, lipat na natin sa kabila. Diba? So this will be k dt. So basically, minultiply natin yung buong equation by kt. Diba? So we integrate both sides. Okay? So ang alam natin at this point is at t is equal to 0, yung y natin is equal to 12. Diba? So this is at t is equal to 0. Ito yung equivalent dun sa 12 nun natin. Diba? So then t is equal to 0, yung y natin ay 12 feet. Diba? So then let's say at t is equal to t, so yung y is equal to y. So then you will get this to be y squared over 2 minus, so we have 12 squared over 2. So this is equal to kt, so evaluated from 0 to t. Diba? Okay, so then, so this will be given by, so y squared minus 144, so is equal to, so then 2 kt. Diba? So this is our formula, diba? So na pwede natin gamitin sa problem. So which gives us yung y natin as a function of t. So pero para makumpleto natin to, kailangan natin ma-solve yung 2k. Diba? So para ma-solve natin yan, gagamitin natin yung isang condition natin, yung after 1 hour. So at t is equal to 1 or at 1 p.m. Diba? Kung saan alam natin yung y natin ay 6 feet. Diba? So therefore, okay, so we write here, so at y is equal to 6 feet. Diba? So at t is equal to 1, so again, after 1 hour, alam natin na yung y natin is equal to 6. Diba? So therefore, using our equation, so y squared minus 144 is equal to, okay, so 2 kt. Okay, so y is 6, so 6 squared minus 144, so this is equal to 2k times 1. So solving for 2k, so 2k is equal to negative 108. Diba? So therefore, okay, so yung equation natin becomes y squared minus 144 is equal to negative 180. So gusto nating malaman kailan siya magiging empty, diba? So at, if the tank is empty, so then y is equal to 0, diba? So by substitution, okay, so we will get this one, so negative 180. So t will be equal to, so that's 144 divided by 108. Okay, so then that is 4 over 3. So in mixed number, so this is 1 and 1/3. Okay, okay ba? So any questions so far? Okay. Okay? So now, so kung gusto niyo makakuha ng ganitong sagot, okay, naka-mixed number, diba? So yung fraction natin. So ang gagawin niyo lang, diba? So 4/3 yung lumabas sa inyo. So just press shift, diba? Saka itong S to D na to, diba? So then magiging siyang mixed number automatically. Okay? Okay ba? So again, so if you want, diba? So your answer to be in mixed number, so ganun lang yung gagawin niyo. Diba? So ginagawa ko siya dito. Okay? Ginagawa ko siya dito, diba? So sa mga problem involving time, so para mahiwalay natin yung gagawin nating hours. So this is hours, diba? So tapos yung minutes. Okay, naka ba? So kasi usually pag nag-involve ng time, diba? So then, so gusto nating i-add natin yung hours saka minutes separately, diba? So okay, this will contain 1 hour, tapos yung minutes, diba? Is from 1/3 hour. So 1/3 hour, i-convert ko to sa minutes. So we have 60 minutes per hour. Diba? So then you will get 20 minutes. Diba? So meaning, this is equivalent to 1 hour. So and 20 minutes. Diba? So therefore, so dun sa 12 noon natin, so 12 noon is 12 p.m. Diba? So i-add natin dito yung 1 hour saka 20 minutes. Diba? So then you will get that this is at 13:20 p.m. Okay? Okay ba? So which is equivalent to 1:20 p.m. Okay, okay ba? So any questions? Okay? Okay, so any questions para dito? No? Okay? So yan, no? Okay? So i-send ko na lang kay Sir Vic tong PowerPoint. Okay, makabasa later on. So hingi na lang kayo ng copy. No? So kasi pag binalikan pa natin yung problem natin, so kukulangin tayo sa time. Okay? Naka ba? Okay? So, hingin na lang kayo ng copy kay Sir mamaya. So, or message nyo na lang ako sa Facebook. No? Hanapin nyo lang yung name ko doon. So, Raymond Urgelius. No? Okay? So, ang profile pic ko ay si Bill Sebab. Basta kung kilala nyo siya. Okay? So, tinago ko kasi yung profile pic ko dati nung nagkaroon ng mga fake accounts sa Facebook. No? So, sa mga taga-UP Diliman. Okay? Si Kaiser Emperana Belzebub IV. Okay? So, if you know that person or that anime character. Okay? So, yan. So, pero isa-send ko kay Sir Vic mamaya itong PowerPoint. No? So, yung merong annotations, diba? So, may mga solution. So, hingi na lang kayo ng copy, diba? So, para makapag-focus din kayo dun sa lecture. Okay? So, any questions? Diba? So, para dito. Okay. So, yan. So, next, diba? So, let's proceed dun sa higher order homogeneous differential equation. No? Okay? So, again, i-consider lang natin sa lecture natin is the simplest one. So, again, homogeneous na differential equation, saka linear na higher order. Diba? And aside from that, i-consider lang natin dito is yung merong constant coefficient. Okay? Okay ba? So, in other words, so ganito yung form, ganito yung magiging form, diba? So, nung ano natin, nung differential equation. So, you will get, so we have, let's say, a sub 0, diba? So, then multiplied by, or gawin kong a sub n. No? So, a sub n, diba? So, then this will be, so the nth derivative of y, so with respect to x. So, then plus, so we have a sub n minus 1. So, then, so we have the n minus 1 derivative of y with respect to x. No? So, then, okay, so, and so on. Okay. So, and so on. Diba? So, hanggang sa, for example, so we have a sub 2. So, then second derivative of y with respect to x. Diba? So, plus a sub 1. So, then we have dy dx. So, then plus, okay, so we have a sub 0y is equal to 0. Diba? So, ito yung consider natin na differential equation. So, ito mga naka-multiply dito, diba? I-consider natin itong mga to as constants. So, kaya constant coefficient lang. Diba? Linear differential equation. So, kaya makikita natin na yung mga derivative natin is power of 1. Walang naka-multiply sa isa't isa. Diba? And lahat sila ay hindi sila part ng isang function. Diba? So, wala sila sa loob ng logarithm, trigonometric, or other functions natin. Okay? Nakaba? So, kaya against yan yung linear differential equation. Diba? And pagdating sa higher order differential equation, pag sinabi natin homogeneous, diba? Ibig sabihin yan, pag yung y, or yung dependent variable natin sa derivative nila, nilagay natin sa left-hand side, yung matitira sa right-hand side natin is 0. Diba? This is a homogeneous differential equation. Diba? Pag ito ay non-zero, diba? So for example, okay? So again, for example, instead na 0, diba? So ang ginamit natin dito ay, let's say, ang ginamit ko dito is p of x, diba? Or f of x. Okay? So then this is a non-homogeneous differential equation. Diba? Pag non-zero, yun nasa right-hand side natin. So pero pag 0 yan, so then that's a homogeneous differential equation. So yun lang yung gagawin natin dito. No? Okay? Ito na i-consider natin. Diba? So how do we solve these types of problem? No? So ang gagawin lang natin, so depende din sa order ng derivative, okay? I-rewrite natin yung differential equation natin papunta dun sa tinatawag nating characteristic equation, diba? So that is, gagamit tayo ng differential operator, capital D, so which is equivalent to d over dx. Diba? So kaya dito, for example, ito, diba? So pwede natin siyang isulat as, so a sub n, so then this will be d to the n, so times y. Diba? So kasi yung d over dx naka-raise sa n. Diba? So kaya dito naman, so magiging siyang a sub n minus 1, so then d to the n minus 1y. So and so on. Diba? So then we have a sub 2, d squared y, so plus a sub 1, so then dy, so plus a sub 0, so times y is equal to 0. Diba? So then we will factor out y, so kaya magkakaroon ka dito ng characteristic equation yun. Diba? So kung sanay na kayo sa ganito, so pwedeng dumiretso kayo sa characteristic equation. No? So kahit wag nyo ng step by step. Diba? So kasi ganun din naman yung kalalabasan. Diba? So factor out y. So then, so again, para maging solution to, so dapat itong buong equation na to, so will be equal to 0. Diba? So again, so yun yung tinatawag nating characteristic equation. Pero remember that yung D natin is an operator, so hindi tayo pwede maglagay ng number dyan. So kaya usually nagpapalit tayo ng variable. So from D, ginagawa natin siyang M. Okay? Naka ba? So kaya pag gumagawa kayo ng characteristic equation, just get the order of the derivative, tapos yun yung magiging exponent ng M natin. So kaya for direct conversion sa characteristic equation, we copy the coefficient, diba? So then, okay, so M raised to the order of the derivative, diba? So M to the N. So plus A sub N minus 1, so M to the N minus 1, and so on. So hanggang A sub 2M squared plus A sub 1M, so plus A sub 0 is equal to 0. Diba? So tapos, itatry natin i-solve ngayon yung M. So kukunin natin yung values ng M1, M2, M3, and so on. Okay? Nakaba. So kukunin natin yung roots, diba? So of that characteristic equation. So and depende dun sa magiging roots ng characteristic equation natin yung magiging solution natin sa differential equation. Okay? Nakaba? So okay, so yun yung process natin, diba? So then, so pag nagawa natin yun, diba? So next step natin will be, okay, so again, ulitin lang natin. So again, for a higher order differential equation with constant coefficient, okay? So again, so mula dun sa differential equation natin, so this is D and Y, so over dxn, diba? So and so on, so hanggang, so A1, so dy dx, okay, so plus A sub 0y is equal to 0. So ililipat natin to sa characteristic equation niya, diba? So in which case yung characteristic equation natin is given by, so again, so A sub n, so again we just copy the order, so M to the N, diba? So and so on. So again, so A sub 1, so then ang order nito is 1, so kaya M lang. So then order nito ay 0, so kaya A sub 0 lang yung mapapasama. So is equal to 0, diba? Then again, iso-solve natin yung mga values of M. Okay, ako ba? So then, so base dun sa mga values ng M natin, so we have case 1. Diba? So yung case 1 natin, so is yung M natin, so is real. Diba? So and distinct. Diba? Pag sinabi natin real and distinct, so magkakaiba yung value, tapos real number. Diba? So pag ganyan yung case natin, the solution will just become, so C1 e to the M1x, diba? So plus C2 e to the M2x, no? So and so on and so forth, diba? So gagawin lang natin silang exponential equations. Okay, nakaba? Or exponential expression, diba? Tapos yung na-solve natin na M, so nilalagay lang natin doon sa exponent. Okay? So case 2 naman natin, diba? So is, okay, so if M is real, okay, so and identical, diba? So, ibig sabihin, pag meron tayo nakuha ng M na nauulit, diba? For example, ang nakuha natin na equation ng M, ganito, M minus 1 squared is 0, diba? So, therefore, dito, dalawa yung 1 na lalabas. M is equal to 1, saka M is equal to 1. Kasi yung M minus 1 squared is the same as M minus 1 times M minus 1, diba? So, kaya dalawang 1 yung makukuha natin. So, yun naman yung sinasabi nating real and identical, diba? So, pag real and identical yung lumalabas sa atin na root, ang gagawin lang natin is, okay, so again, so una, so we will use an exponential equation. So again, para dun sa unang nakukuha natin, diba? So na real number. Tapos pag naulit yung M1, diba? So let's say naulit yan, diba? So then, ang gagawin natin, magmumultiply lang tayo dito ng x, diba? So then, we use the exponential function again, no? So again, so e to the M1x, no? So, hindi lang natin pwedeng ulitin to, diba? So kaya dun sa pangalawang M1, kailangan may nakamultiply na x, diba? So kung merong pangatlo, so then kailangan natin mag-multiply naman ng x squared. Diba? So and so on and so forth. So sa lahat ng nauulit na roots, ganyan yung gagawin natin. Diba? Case 3, diba, is yung M natin, diba? So it's complex and distinct. Diba? So pag meron tayong mga nakukuhang complex number, tapos magkakaiba yung lumalabas na complex number natin, so ganito naman yung magiging solution. So y natin, so will become, so this is e to the alpha. Okay. So this is equal to C1, this is e to the alpha. So e to the alpha x, no? So then this is multiplied by, so this is C1 cosine, diba? So of omega x plus C2 sine of omega x, no? So then, okay, so this is alpha 1, omega 1, omega 1, no? So this is dun sa kasunod na complex number solution natin. So we have e to the alpha 2x, diba? So then this will be C3 cosine of omega 2x, diba? So plus C4 sine omega 2x, diba? So and so on, okay? So basically you will form an exponential saka, okay? So we have a trigonometric function, okay? Nakabe? So yung tatandaan nyo dito is yung alpha natin is the real component, omega is the imaginary component. So kung bagay nakukuha natin ng value dito, for example, is M1, diba? Saka M1 natin, saka M2, diba, is equivalent to alpha 1, so plus or minus j omega, diba? So complex conjugate yung makukuha natin dyan. Kasi puro real number yung ina-assume natin dun sa coefficients natin. So yung M3 saka yung M4, so yan yung magiging alpha 2 plus or minus, so j omega 1 to. Okay? So alpha 2 plus or minus j omega 2, diba? So and so on and so forth. Okay? Nakuha ba? So, and yung case 4 naman natin, so case 4 is when, so yung root natin, diba? So yung m natin, so is complex, okay? So and identical, diba? So ibig sabihin, pag pare-pareho yung nakukuha natin na complex number, diba? So pareho ng case na real and identical, pero instead na real number, complex number. So kagaya nung ginagawa natin dito, magmumultiply lang din tayo ng x, diba? So therefore, y will become, so this is e to the alpha 1x muna, diba? So tapos C1 cosine of omega 1x plus C2 sine of omega 1x, diba? So then plus, okay? So dun sa pangalawa, kailangan na natin mag-multiply ng x, diba? So we have x e to the alpha 2x, o alpha 1 pa rin pala to, kasi dapat same root lang. So then this will be C3 cosine omega 1x pa rin, saka C4 sine omega 1x pa rin. No? Okay, nakaba. So, and so on and so forth. Okay? So, kaya basta may nauulit, so wag nyo lang kalimutan na mag-multiply ng powers of x. Diba? So, para hindi maulit yung term natin. Okay? So, again, so yun yung mga tatandaan natin pagdating sa higher order na homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficients. Okay? So, let's try an example. So, dito, so we need the particular solution. Diba? So again, starting from y prime prime, so second derivative. So then this is first derivative. So then this is our function. Diba? This is the zeroth derivative. Diba? So ibig sabihin, so pag nilipat natin to sa characteristic equation, this will be m squared plus 3m plus 2 is equal to 0. Diba? So pwede nyo isolve sa calculator. So pwede rin naman natin i-factor. So m plus 1, so m plus 2 is equal to 0. So yung makukuha natin dito is m is equal to negative 2, saka m is equal to negative 1. Diba? So therefore, this is case 1. Diba? So real and distinct. Diba? So therefore, yung y natin so will become C1. So this is e raised to negative 1 times x, that's negative x, plus C2, e raised to negative 2 times x, that's negative 2x. So again, so then this is our expression. Okay? Or yan yung equation natin na lalabas. No? Okay? So, pero since particular solution yung kailangan natin, we need to solve for C1 saka C2. So, gagamitin natin yung initial values dito. So, let's start with y is equal to 0. So, at x is 0, diba? So, y is 0. Okay? So, then you will get 0 is equal to, so we have C1 e to the 0 plus C2 e to the negative 2 times 0. So, e to the 0 is 1, diba? Okay? So, e to the 0 is 1. So, therefore, so we can cancel this. We can cancel this. Diba? So, therefore, makukuha natin na C2 is equal to negative C1. Okay? So, yung next na given sa atin is y prime. So, kaya mula dito, isosolve natin si y prime. Diba? So, we have y prime. So, is equal to, so we have negative C1 e to the negative x. Saan galing yung negative? Derivative ng exponent. Diba? So, that's by chain rule. Diba? So, kasi since hindi lang x yung nasa exponent natin, kailangan natin kunin yung derivative ng exponent. Derivative ng negative x is negative 1. Tapos dito naman, derivative ng negative 2x is negative 2. Kaya meron tayo dito negative 2 C2 e to the negative 2x. No? So again, so we know at x is 0, diba? So y prime is 1. So by substitution, so 1 is equal to negative C1. So e to the negative 0. So minus 2 C2 e to the negative 2 times 0. So again, this is 1. This is also 1. So therefore, 1 is equal to negative C1 minus 2. So remember, so na-solve natin dito, C2 is negative C1. So palit natin siya dito. So you will get C1 is equal to 1. So then from this equation, so you will get that C2 is equal to negative 1. So therefore, okay, so yung equation natin, so will become, so we have e to the negative x minus e to the negative 2x. No? Okay. Again, so y is equal to, so we have e to the negative x minus e to the negative 2x. Diba? So therefore, this is our final answer. No? So we have letter B. Okay? So any questions? Number 14. Okay. So next, number 15. So what is the general solution of d to the fourth? Diba? So minus 1. So y of t is equal to 0. Diba? So ngayon, isang palatandaan natin pagdating sa differential equation, diba? Is kung ano yung order of the differential equation, yun yung makikita nating number of arbitrary constants, no? So kaya dito, so alam natin na yung d to the 4, diba? So itong d to the 4 na to, so is fourth order differential equation. So kaya ibig sabihin, alam natin na hindi na pwede maging sagot yung letter C sa letter D. So kasi pag fourth order differential equation, dapat 4 yung makikita natin na constants, diba? So pero dun sa letter C sa letter D, tig-dalawa lang sila, diba? Kaya alam natin na hindi na pwede maging sagot si letter C saka si letter D. So either A and B na lang to. And yung pinagkaiba lang ng A and B, diba? Yung A and B, yung A natin is a combination of case 1, diba? So and case 3. Diba? So yung complex conjugate, diba? So yung letter B naman is combination ng case 1 saka case 2, diba? But if you are familiar with this one, ang factor lang nito so is 4 na distinct numbers, diba? So basically meron kang 4 na different numbers na makukuha dito. Dalawang real numbers saka dalawang complex numbers. So kaya alam natin yung magiging sagot dapat dito is letter A, diba? So but let's try. So again, so ilipat ko na ito sa characteristic equation. Palitan natin yung d ng m. So you will get m to the 4 minus 1 is equal to 0. So yun yung kailangan natin i-solve. No? Okay? So then, so we can factor this. Diba? So kasi pwede natin itong isipin as m squared minus 1 squared is equal to 0. So again, difference of two squares, ang factor niyan ay sum and difference. So we just get yung root. So m squared plus 1. So then we have m squared minus 1. So yun yung sum and difference. Right? So then, so solving this, so m squared minus 1 is equal to 0. So kaya m squared is equal to 1. So kaya m is equal to plus or minus square root of 1. So kaya m is equal to plus or minus 1. Diba? So that's 1. Diba? So dito naman, so we have m squared plus 1 is equal to 0. So you will get m squared is equal to negative 1. So we have m is equal to plus or minus square root of negative 1. So you will get m is equal to plus or minus I. Diba? Yung plus or minus I, pwede nating isulat as 0 plus or minus 1i. Diba? So yun yung gagamitin nating alpha saka omega. Diba? So therefore, so this is case 1. Diba? So while this is case 3. Diba? So then, so pasok natin siya dun sa equation natin. Diba? So again, unahin natin yung case 1 for the general solution. Sa case 1, so we have C1. So then, positive 1. So e to the positive 1 times t. So kaya e to the t. Diba? Plus, okay, so we have C2. Yung isa pa natin dito ay negative 1. So e to the negative t naman. Diba? So plus. So again, para naman dito sa complex number. So this is e to the alpha. Alpha is 0. Diba? So then this is multiplied by. So we have C1 saka C2 na to. So kaya C3 na yung gagamitin natin. So unahin natin yung cosine. Ang alpha na, ang omega natin ay 1. 1 times t is t. So this is C3 cosine t plus C4 sine t. Diba? So but e to the 0 is 1. So therefore, y natin, so will be C1 e to the t plus C2 e to the negative t plus C3 cosine t plus C4. Okay, so plus C4. So this is sine t. Diba? So yan yung lalabas natin na sagot. So kaya gaya sabi ko kanina, letter A. Diba? Kasi alam natin na case 1 saka case 2 to. Yung letter B kasi is case 1 saka case 2. Diba? Okay? Or dalawang case 2. Diba? So yung letter B. Okay? So any questions? Okay, so para dito. Okay? So last problem natin. So for differential equation, so find the general solution of this second order differential equation. Diba? So ganun din to. So again, so from differential equation, so idiretso natin siya sa characteristic equation natin. So to get the characteristic equation, so this will just be m squared. So kasi second order, so plus 8. First order, so kaya m to the 1. So then 0 order, so then 41 lang. Diba? So then this is equal to 0. Okay? Nakuha ba? So this is not factorable. So pwede nyo siyang isolve using your calculator, or we can use the quadratic formula, or pwede nyo rin siyang gamitin ng completing the square. No? So pagdating sa mga gantong uri ng equation, diba? So I prefer the completing the square. So pero pwede naman kayong gumamit ng calculator kung gusto nyo. No? So pero gaya nga lang sabi ko sa inyo simula pa kahapon, diba? So it's better to try to solve problems, diba? So by on hand, diba? So rather than using the calculator. So again, so para masanay kayo sa calculation. So lipat nyo lang yung constant sa kabila. So then, complete this square. So what we do is we divide this by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So kaya magiging 16 to. Nag-add tayo ng 16 dyan. So add din tayo ng 16 dito. Diba? So then we can write this as m plus 4 squared. So then this is equal to negative 25. So then, so getting the square root, so m plus 4 will be plus or minus square root of negative 25. So solving for m, so this is negative 4 plus or minus 5i. Diba? So kaya ito yung magiging alpha natin, ito yung magiging omega natin, so yung 5. Diba? Tapos makikita natin dito na ito ay, okay, so this is case number 3. Diba? So in complex conjugate. Okay? So therefore, so you will get that. Okay, so yung solution natin is y e to the alpha x, diba? So multiplied by c1 cosine ng omega x plus c2 sine of omega x. No? So then this will be e to the negative 4x. Okay? So then this is multiplied by c1. So ang c1 ng c1 cosine ng omega. So omega natin ay 5. So x so plus c2. So this will be sine of 5x. Okay? So ito yung ating final answer. No? So again, so looking at the choices, so this is letter C. Okay? Okay ba? So meron na rin lumabas dati sa board exam. So y prime prime plus 10y prime plus 41y is equal to 0. Pag ito naman yung tinry nyo, diba? So ito yung lalabas sa sagot. Okay? Okay ba? So pero again, so practice nyo na lang. No? Kung gusto nyo i-try. Okay? So any questions para dito? Okay. So wala ko yung questions then, so let's have a short break, no? So after yung break, discuss natin yung probability and statistics. So may clear naman yung mga yun kasi mga direct formula lang most